All right, welcome to this epic disaster. I'm lounging today.
You are a lounge lizard.
I'm laying back in my seat. I'm kind of taking it easy. I haven't recorded from this position, kind of lounging position. Feels kind of good. I'm afraid I might fall asleep during the podcast.
How's your diaphragm feel?
My everything inward is horrible. Last night before I went to bed, so everybody kind of makes fun of old people for going to like dinner at 4, like having the buffet. Yeah. I never knew what that was about. I just thought it was stupid. It's because they have to. You can't eat late. I'm just now finding this out.
Yeah.
So last night we had our first Friday at the gallery, and which was a success, by the way. It was fun, but it ran a little bit late, and we went and had a burrito at the local Mexican restaurant. When you're my age, do not go and have a burrito at the local Mexican restaurant late at night.
Now, just so people listening know, a First Friday is the first Friday of every month at the gallery. They do kind of a wine and cheese kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So that they can get people in to see the art and to hopefully buy some of it.
Yeah, just a social thing. But
now, you've never done dinner afterwards before.
Well, we have, and actually last time we did the same thing. We went and had some. We went to a Mexican restaurant, but I don't know what it was last night. It kept me up all night. It was horrible. It was like lava in my stomach all night. And at one point, I actually got sick. I thought I was going to be sick. You know what we need to do?
Let's
Instead
have a beer.
Talking about me getting sick over late night burritos.
Yeah.
Let's get sick over late night beer.
Okay, it's not late, but we can try. So what we're drinking tonight for our
Speaking of late, it is a little late on this beer.
It is. This should have been in October.
Yeah, we should have done it a couple weeks ago.
But we didn't, and we're doing it now.
Yep.
It is by Pontoon Brewing. It's called Witching Hour.
Witching Hour. So here's my question about witches. I don't know a whole lot about witches. I know a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I think it's common knowledge. Everybody knows that Halloween is kind of the big witching celebration, holiday, whatever, festival.
One of them.
Yeah. It's the main one, but I don't know any others. I mean, it's just like we have Christmas. When I say we, I don't have Christmas, but I celebrate Christmas. Let's just say Christians celebrate Christmas and Easter and I guess other things. I don't know. But most of the holidays have some kind of Christian origin. What are the other holidays that witches celebrate?
So all the equinoxes, for one thing.
Really?
Yeah.
So what do they do? Let's say summer or summer equinox. What happens? Do they? It's kind of the same thing. They have like rituals and stuff.
You can probably ask to be invited to a coven.
I don't know anything about it. I don't know anybody to ask.
I do.
That's why I'm asking. I don't know if you know.
I have done individual rituals with people.
Yeah.
What might be considered, a pagan style ritual.
Were you naked?
No, well, not at that point. I wasn't. This
That's
was my
the thing.
This was my ex-girlfriend, though. So eventually, yes, I was naked.
I wouldn't go to any of them unless I was naked. That would be the.
Well, then nobody's going to invite you.
Because no one wants to see me naked.
Exactly.
I'm going to drown my sorrow in a witch's brew beer right now.
All right. Just so you know, the Witching Hour by Pontoon Brewing is a Belgian-style triple, so I'm going to like this.
By the way, witches, I'm just teasing. I'm not being any negative at all.
You're just making fun is what you're doing.
I wasn't making fun. I was just having fun.
You were just having fun.
I'm having fun with the witches. All right. Let's describe. It's kind of an amber beer. Very more like I just like gold. It's gold.
It's golden.
It's witchy gold. Goldy
and
witch.
It is 9% alcohol by volume. So let's have a taste.
Wait. What did you just say?
9% alcohol by volume.
9? I thought that was illegal. That's dangerous.
That's not illegal.
9%?
No.
Have we ever had 9 here before?
We've had higher than that here before.
Really?
You can have what's really considered a beer up to 14% alcohol.
Well, see, now I know we've had 8, and I always thought 8 was kind of high because whenever we mention 8, you'll usually make a comment about it, but I didn't know we had 9.
Yeah, once you go past 14%, you're starting to talk about things like framboise and wine.
All right.
Now, this is still beer.
Way to go, witches, with your high alcohol content.
They know how to party.
I'm telling you, I'm smelling it first. Okay, a little worried about the smell.
Oh, but you shouldn't be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty yummy. I'm enjoying it already.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
kind of nice.
I like a good triple.
Smooth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
What?
I'm starting to kind of recognize, this sounds stupid, but I'm kind of starting to recognize like beers based on their names. Like,
It's only been 6 years.
I know,
Rick.
but it just takes a while. Like some things, obviously, it's like IPA. It's going to be very hoppy, very bitter, and that kind of stuff. But this, like, I don't know what a Belgian triple is. I know we've had it a million times. I don't know how, and still, I don't even know how I would classify it or describe it. Although it kind of is honeyish, and I don't even know if there's honey in it.
It's a little sweet. It's a little sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's triples are the third tier
Oh, I can't read that.
of the ale section on the periodic table of beer
Well, up
style.
in here it would describe what it is, and I don't know. I'm just trying
I
to
can't
think.
read that either.
No.
That's so small.
I don't even know why we have it in here.
There's no point.
That's left over.
We
from
need like a big
when we
magnifying
had good
glass.
eyes.
When was that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Good. How was your week? How's everything?
Well, okay. My week was all right. Let me
Mm-hmm.
just say that it was kind of like I didn't get a whole lot accomplished at work. I've been having trouble concentrating, and just to go into a little bit of background, I started a new medication.
Uh-oh.
Now
Is that the name of it?
no, that's not the name.
It sounds
of
like that's what they should have named Tums. Yes. That's what I firmly believe.
I
should have
like
been
it.
the name for
Let's
Tums.
we can make our own. Okay, no, this is a psych med,
Mm-hmm.
and I started it. I'm going to say on the 2nd of October.
All right, so I'm going to ask you some personal questions.
Can I finish my sentence
No.
first?
Tell me. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that I've noticed that, it can take up to 2 weeks, sometimes 3, for someone to really get the full effects of their medication.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed this past week especially, that I've been having a very hard time concentrating
Oh.
or focusing. And then I've been reading up on things like ADD.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm have an appointment on Tuesday with my shrink for my first check-in after I started this, and I'm going to talk to her about that.
Okay.
So I'll update you. I've got a lot going on this week medically coming up.
So here's my question, and I don't know much about this, but I'm kind of curious. So obviously I've taken medications before. On the medications I've taken I think I can say pretty much all been for physical ailments, physical things. And I know when you take it, so you take it and let's say your leg hurts and you take a pill and then your leg stops hurting, ideally.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't really happen to me last year or this year, but that's what you hope.
Right.
So if you're taking psych medication,
Uh-huh.
what happens? So do you suddenly get clarity? Is there a noticeable, like you take the pill or shot, whatever, is there like a noticeable point of clarity or you know what I'm saying, like when before the problem existed and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
hey,
I know what you're saying, but
that
I was
no
going to
longer
let
exists.
I was going to let you finish your sentence.
Mm-hmm.
No, yes and no. So in my experience, and I can't speak for everybody, but I think that a lot of people will agree with me. Now, I've been on and off of psych meds since I was a teenager. And I've been on a lot of different medications, and I got a lot of different results. And my diagnosis has changed. Clearly, it's been 35 years, right? It's changed over time. But if my medication can reduce my symptoms, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a reduction in symptoms.
But my question is, how do you see that?
You track it. You have to track it.
Is it in retrospect? Is it just like, oh, last week I felt better, or is it just like, I guess what I'm getting at is is it like when your leg stops hurting, you know it. If you're taking a psych medication, and I don't want to talk about specific things because I don't know what they all are, but I'm just saying, let's say you get clarity or whatever, the issue that you're having a problem with suddenly goes away or gets better or clears up or whatever? Do you notice it?
Yes. And here's how you notice it. You notice it in a case-by-case basis. And I'll go into a small amount of background. My current situation is dealing with anxiety.
Okay.
Okay? And the occasional panic attack, but mostly anxiety, just general anxiety disorder, mixed with some OCD.
Okay.
Which is mostly obsessive, less compulsive.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what I'm dealing with now. And, I've been dealing with those things my whole life,
Sure.
but they've become more intense over the last couple of years because I haven't been on a psych med in a few years now at all.
You feel anxious about that?
That made me feel anxious. Yes, it did.
Well, I can relate,
But
because I've been anxious. I guess I've had some OCD things, but I've had anxiety. So I guess I'm saying, if you take the pill, is it suddenly like I'm no longer anxious?
no, that's not how it works.
Okay.
Again, these types of medications take a while to build up in your system. Okay.
I see. Okay.
But after you give it a sufficient amount of time without any adverse side effects, when you find yourself in a position that used to cause you anxiety,
I see. Okay.
and it either doesn't cause you anxiety anymore or it causes you less anxiety, that's what you're tracking. That's what you're looking for.
I see.
Every time I'm going to meet with my shrink, I have to fill out what's called a P something something -9. And basically it asks me about my symptoms for the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
And that's how we're tracking it together. Personally, I'm tracking it because I'm living it, right? And I know that the idea of taking my dog for a walk doesn't make me as anxious today as it did 3 months ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there is some. That's how I measure success of a medication, along with no adverse side effects.
Yeah, I mean, so I've had issues that, like, you could say depression and anxiety. I mean, I've gone through those. I think most people have, but never to the point where I need to be medicated for it. Certainly not long term. And so I don't know what that experience is like. So I'm just kind of wondering. But that makes sense. It's a gradual thing, so you can kind of see progress better looking behind you and going, "Oh, look, I'm much better now than I was then." I see it's been a little bit of a progression, and now I feel better, or I'm reacting differently than I did in the past. But it has been it's not like all of a sudden a light's going to switch.
Oh no! That's not how it works at all.
That's what I was wondering.
No.
I didn't know.
Well, I assume you wouldn't know since you've never been on it. But yeah, no, that it doesn't happen like that. Like, there are some kinds of medications that could be considered psych meds, like benzos, that if you're in the middle of an active panic attack and you take enough Xanax, your panic will dissipate.
Yeah.
Like, in the moment. Okay? You will also fall asleep if you take enough Xanax.
Nice.
Yeah. But that's you don't want to take that a lot, because guess what? It's addictive. Because if you never have to feel anxiety again, why would you?
Yeah.
You would just keep taking your Xanax every day, even if you didn't need it.
I don't hear that. Even like Prozac. I don't hear a lot of things. Like, I feel like drugs get changed out a lot because, like, drugs from the 70s that I would hear a lot. I don't even hear the names anymore.
Like Quaaludes.
They just change them.
Well, the formulations change. You either take things out that are adverse, or you put things in that are better, or you change them up, or big pharma. We could go into this all, whatever, but I really don't want to. Basically, that is how my week has been going, is I haven't been able to focus.
But again, so it's one of those things that it's just like you can't really measure progress now. So it's almost like you're planting seeds.
Yes.
So it's just like, that you're doing stuff right now that's going to make you feel even better in a month.
There is no overnight fix,
Right.
period.
Okay.
There just isn't.
That sucks.
Yeah. It does suck. But
I get it.
Just making the call to have my first appointment took me 2 years, because guess why?
Well, partly in anxiety, but I know you, and partly procrastination and just...
And where do you think most of my procrastination comes from?
Okay.
anxiety, is because when you're faced with having to adult, okay, and that means having to call people, tell them what you need, and have them not understand you 10 times a day, you give up. It's the anxiety that builds up around calling yet another doctor and saying, "Hi, this is my name. This is what I'm looking for," and then them asking you questions like you didn't say a fucking word.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so.
Well, I mean, that's kind of, and I know it's insensitive, but it's also ignorant from my standpoint. Where, like, for years I've been like, "Well, why don't you just go see a doctor?" And you're like.
Because I sometimes
not that easy.
There are several days where it's the idea of it is so daunting. I strictly can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I sincerely believe that most people aren't insensitive because they're insensitive. I think most people are insensitive because they're ignorant, and that I lay claim to that. It's like I don't understand all of the stuff, and my ignorance makes me come across insensitive, but I'm certainly not trying to. I don't want to be insensitive to anyone. But if you're not involved in it, you don't know. None of us know what other people are going through.
There are a ton of things that you shouldn't say to somebody that has depression or anxiety, and one of those things is, why don't you just?
Yeah.
Why don't you just?
One of them you should say is, do you want to play Would You Rather? And
they will almost always say yes.
There's no anxiety involved, basically. All right, I'm feeling a yellow.
Okay. You got red.
I know. See, I'm feeling the yellow because it's still
in your hand. So I'm going to read you a red question, which stands for pain, fear, and discomfort.
Oh, just like that conversation we just had.
I know what all that feels like. Would you rather be dragged a mile behind a galloping horse over rocks?
No. I would not.
Or be tumbled downstream through a rocky stretch of river with Class 6 rapids. I won't even raft in Class 6 rapids.
That's funny because I'm going to talk about something here in a minute that kind of has to do with that. Neither of those would be things I would want to do.
But you have to pick one.
I can't pick one.
Okay, let me put it to you this way.
It doesn't matter. Either one of them I don't want. It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to say the horse.
But you'd probably die faster in the river.
No. I don't think so.
I think you would.
I think maybe the horse would kick me or something.
No, you'd die faster. Through the horse, it's like overtime road rash. In the river, you could either drown quickly.
But maybe I don't want to die. I mean, maybe I'll actually have a chance of living with the horse.
Well, it didn't say anything about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Drop a green stone. You're going to go green. I'm going to tell you right now. You're doing the green one.
It's red.
All right. Red twice.
Yeah. And both times you were wrong.
Ethics and intellect. Would you rather?
No, red.
Green says ethics and intellect.
Red.
Red is pain. God dang it! I'm trying to read it with no glasses.
Why would you do that?
I just thought I could do it.
I don't know why you think you can do these things, Forrest. You just can't.
All right, and I can't read with no light either. All right, would you rather spend 2 hours in a room with 100 waspers? Did you ever say wasper, or did you say, because like wasper?
That's not a me thing. That's a Tennessee thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
East Tennessee. That's and I never understood it because there's no ER in there. It's wasp.
Yeah.
And where do waspers come from? But anyway, I grew up hearing people say wasper all the time, and it pissed me off. All right, wasp.
That's
100 wasps.
That's a hard no for the wasps.
Or sleep 1 week in a room with 2 rats.
I'll sleep with the rats.
Yeah, it's Ben and Jerry. We'll call them Ben and Jerry.
Call them Ben. We could call them Tom and Jerry. Really insult one of them.
Ben and Tom. Okay, so you don't want the 100 wasps.
God, no.
2 hours or 1 week. You get 2 hours with 100 wasps. They might not land on you.
Do you know what one of my biggest anxieties and one of my biggest OCD triggers is?
A wasper?
Yep.
Okay.
Wasps. And I saw one today. The biggest wasp I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
He was like 1.5 inches long. And he was fat.
I always wonder what nature was thinking. Is this like you built a perfect world, everything's nice. It's like, I'm going to build some creatures to kind of screw things up.
Just to kill you.
Just to make people really anxious.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Why is that necessary?
I don't know.
All right, so here's a kind of a observation concern that I have.
What you got?
Basically about society in general.
I have several.
Here's what I've discovered, and it's really bugging me. And I don't know why it bugs me, but it does. So, you know, I think, you know the movie Deliverance.
I've not seen it in like 2 decades, but yes.
You know it. You know of it.
Yes.
I'm concerned that the young people of America are not familiar enough with this movie.
You got a purdy mouth.
Yes. And the reason I know this is because I'm actually doing an art piece right now that involves one of the characters of that movie.
Really?
The redneck character in the movie. And if you know the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And it's very iconic if you know film, and if probably you're my age. But young people are not my age, and young people tend to not go too far back in film. This is one of those films that is not, I don't know, it might be slightly dated, but not much. It's more of a social statement. And it's like one of the scariest movies
Yes.
ever.
Yes.
In a way you wouldn't expect. It's not a horror movie, but it is.
It covers a subsect of a subsect of a subsect that scares people in their sleep when they're home in bed.
Yeah.
So imagine actually being there.
Well, there's cultural references to it.
Also.
And I just wonder how people know what those mean when they come up. I mean, if they've never seen the movie. Anyway, I don't want to give away a whole lot of stuff. I'm just saying I'm concerned that not enough young people are watching this movie, and they should be, because, number one, it's a great movie. Yeah. Fantastic movie.
Very well acted.
It's well acted, well shot, well directed.
Written.
I mean, it's just a good movie. But we live in a society that loves horror movies.
Yeah.
It's a natural horror movie that people should be watching. I just don't understand why young people haven't caught on to this film.
I think I would put it under the category of suspenseful thriller at this point.
It is suspenseful and it is a thriller, but it also has a lot of horror in it.
You're right. It does. It does.
And it's brutal. It's brutal. And the movie actually, I think, is created to play upon the fears of men.
Yes.
And it really deals on masculinity. What is masculinity, and other things about being a man. And so I just feel like that I'm disappointed that the young people of today are not familiar with this movie.
So what you're telling our listeners to do is get their kids to watch it.
Or watch it. I don't know.
Because we don't have that many young listeners.
How old are our listeners? And I know people who are probably between the age of 40 to 60, 70. They know the movie.
Right.
They know it well.
Right.
But young people, even 30s, who
might not know it.
Might know of it, but haven't watched it. And I'm just like, why have you not?
I might watch it again since I just got done saying
I
haven't seen it in
You need to watch it again.
20 years.
It's a better film. There's probably, and this happens. So I was watching, and we've talked about this before, but I was watching Match Game on the game show channel the other day.
Yeah.
And there were like two, just straight out cringe episodes when they were reading questions. Like there was one question they were reading about a Chinese philosopher, and so they're all doing the voices and making fun. And obviously it's on video, so you can't say it's like old. It happened a long time ago. But it's just stuff that would not happen now.
No, it would not.
And then I've seen them do it with other races, and it's just like things that people said on television you don't even say in public nowadays without,
or you shouldn't.
Yeah, without just feeling. But also even up until any time really.
Yeah.
The 70s and during Match Game, they objectified women. They would do tons of jokes about boobs and boobs are funny, but still,
mine are funny looking anyway.
But I just think that it's weird what they would do in public on TV. And so I guess what I'm saying is that movie, it's a 70s movie, a movie that's made in the 70s. I'm sure there are some things about it that nowadays that point of view would not be acceptable. There's a couple of scenes that have to do with Southerners. So let me just say the movie takes place in North Georgia, and there is a running theme about rednecks. I'm using that term because I'm a redneck. You out there cannot use the term unless you're a redneck.
Stop.
But if you don't know the movie, when you see that, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the iconic scene. There is an iconic scene. One of the characters in the movie plays banjo, and this is so weird. I just remembered this, but he plays banjo with a small child in the movie, and you can tell that the kid in the movie, the kid looks kind of inbred. He looks like there's something wrong with him. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think so.
You don't remember that? You do have to watch this movie.
Yeah.
But so this kid, and it's kind of creepy. It's supposed to be creepy.
Right.
But it's supposed to also kind of have this, hillbillies are inbred kind of thing, which is not cool, but that's what the movie is. But they're playing dueling banjos.
Yeah.
Then, that song actually won an Academy Award for that film. And people know of that movie. I mean, that song because of the movie.
Yeah.
But they forget that that's what it's about. There's a very, I'm just going off on all kinds of tangents. I was watching a film, and I think I mentioned it last week, called Hillbilly. It's a documentary on Netflix. And they talked to this guy who's now in his, looks like 70s. And he was in the movie as a child. And he talked about what that did to his life.
Oh.
He's working at Walmart. He's the guy that goes out and rounds up the
carts and stuff.
Carts. And back then,
or I guess here they're called buggies.
He's in a movie as a character that's one of the most iconic film character, but yet he will never be, because he's Southern. He's just a quote redneck. But you got to see that. But then there are some other quote rednecks that will terrify you completely.
And not necessarily just because they're rednecks, but because they
are
horrible people.
What they do.
They could be from anywhere and be horrible people.
But there's one guy and you will see, let's say his character in the movie is called the Toothless Redneck. You will know. When I first saw that movie, and I was fairly young, probably I might have been in my teens, possibly 20s, that guy scared the shit out of me. Yeah. And still kind of does.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I know so many people who are actually like him.
Oh my God.
It's
not
scary.
like him.
No, just like I know that character exists.
Okay. Yes, I will watch it. I will give you an update.
But that particular character, I'm doing an art piece, and and I assumed everybody would know. But every time a young person comes in, they go, I don't get it. I don't see it.
I don't know who that is.
And so I'm concerned now.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe that's not your target audience with this particular piece.
Well, it's not. People need to do research, but still, I guess it's made me realize that young people are missing out on a wonderful film. This is like one of Burt Reynolds' biggest films.
Yeah.
We should say who's in it. Burt Reynolds is in it.
And who else is in it?
Jon Voight is in it.
Yeah.
It was the debut film of Ned Beatty.
Yes.
And Ronnie Cox.
Yeah.
Who plays the banjo, and he plays guitar. But basically it's these guys, they were from Atlanta. They were Atlanta businessmen. They're all going to go out for a whitewater rafting trip because they're getting ready to flood that area and make it a giant lake. So they're like, let's just go up there one last time. And when they do, things happen.
They find trouble.
But there are some pretty broad Southern stereotypes. There's a scene,
as well as some not so PC conversations.
There's a scene at the very end that has always creeped me out, but I think you have to be from the South for it to really creep you out.
Okay.
So the obvious scenes will creep everyone out. I'm not going to go into that, but at the very end, they're sitting around a table.
No spoilers.
Eating a meal with a family.
Okay.
And there's something about that scene that just creeps me out. And there's nothing hard. It's just they're eating normal. But those people, that's my family. That's my, I sat around with those families forever. I mean, for those people, they were my families.
Yeah.
Just really, really Southern family, eating corn and whatever, and just talking.
Most of your family is mostly Appalachian, not necessarily Southern.
Southern Appalachian. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily call Appalachian Southern, but I guess it's.
Well, it goes all the way up
animal.
into what Maryland and Pennsylvania or whatever. I guess.
Yeah, I suppose.
But I mean, we're East Tennessee. But I'm just saying that type, just being that I sat around with that Southern family so many times, not just mine, but other families.
When you start thinking about extended families, I think we can all find something a little scary about all those family members that we sat with as children.
Anyway, watch the film if you haven't. Deliverance, please.
Do it.
Satisfy me. Tell me what you think of it. I want to know, of our listeners, who watched it and what they thought of the film. Did it scare the crap out of them? Did they laugh at it? How did it affect them in any way?
Yeah, email us.
It was always one of my scariest films.
Because I'm going to go ahead and watch it. I'm going to watch it tomorrow because I have nothing to do tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, this is coming out on Monday the 8th. However, we are recording on Saturday the 6th because tomorrow I have to prepare for something that's happening on Monday the 8th.
Procedure.
A medical procedure. So I'm not leaving the house tomorrow.
Exploratories.
It's a bit of an exploratory surgery. I mean, my technical term for it is a butt probe.
Your butt.
Rick doesn't like that term because he's had one.
I'm not probing your butt. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, you've had your butt probed.
Oh, I don't remember it. I was asleep. I mean, if someone's going to probe your butt, at least let you be awake.
Or buy me dinner first.
I mean,
seriously. Don't make me pay for it.
I think a dude lost his watch in my butt.
Have you shut one out lately?
No, it's still in there.
Okay.
It ticks.
You're a ticking time bomb.
My butt ticks. All right.
You have butt ticks rather than buttocks?
I promise I won't go there. I'm not going down there.
Okay. Don't go in there.
Not going to do the butt.
All right. One other thing real quick. Before I jump into this, I have some questions for you I'm going to ask you.
For me?
Yeah, but before we get into this whole big thing, I have an observation that I made today.
Oh, okay.
I went to the grocery store because I had to buy a few things at the store.
Which is where you go to a grocery store
to prepare for my butt probe.
Oh, no.
So I went today to get those things. And this is the second weekend in a row that I have seen people clearly buying their Thanksgiving dinner items.
Oh, I just did.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
No, okay.
I didn't intend to when I went to the store, but I was at the store and I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm stocking, and I got it.
So here's I don't have a problem with that. You want to be prepared, be prepared. Especially if it's frozen or canned goods, you might as well grab them while you can.
Well, yeah, because they might be gone.
They might be gone. You don't know. I saw one guy last weekend with a turkey in his cart. Was getting. It's frozen already.
Maybe he just wanted turkey that weekend. You don't know.
He might have been making a turkey that weekend.
I feel like you might be a little judgy.
Yes, I was being a little judgy, but yes, I was being judgy, and I actually berated myself a little bit for being judgy because I'm like, well, okay, today's the 6th, and it's the 25th, so that's 2.5 weeks away, and I get it. Okay, I get it. Food's not going to go bad in 2.5 weeks, but I was talking to one woman who said that this is what she does for her Thanksgiving meal.
Okay.
Really nice lady at a different store at a different time.
Some stranger told you what she did for Thanksgiving?
We were chatting. We were at the checkout. We were chatting.
Okay.
And she was the checkout person, and we were just talking. Nobody else was in line.
People tell me to start chatting with me at the checkout. I go to the self-checkout. I'm like,
well, the liquor store doesn't have one, okay? The liquor store does not have one. Okay. Anyways, super sweet lady. I love everybody over there because I see them a lot. She was telling me what she does is that she will create her casserole. She will make her casseroles and most of her vegetable items prior and freeze them.
Okay. I know some people who do that.
And then on Thanksgiving, all she has to do, or, prior to Thanksgiving dinner, all she has to do is thaw them and reheat them.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Sure.
Have you ever done that?
My wife cooks a little bit early. I don't cook a lot for Thanksgiving.
Not anymore.
Well, even before, I didn't cook enough to back up the cooking. I would just cook, what I did for one day.
Yeah.
For one person.
Yeah.
So, no, but I mean, if you're cooking for a lot, it totally makes sense. You got to do that, really, don't you?
I would think so.
Unless you don't have a staff of chefs. You don't have a sous chef. You don't have...
And this is why people get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, my mom would do that.
And by the time Thanksgiving dinner rolls around, they're like on the table.
Do that again. That's nice.
You like that?
Third time was not cool.
That's enough. Okay. Anyways, I was just wondering what people's opinions about Thanksgiving meal is, and if it's okay to make, like, completely cook and make your food prior and freeze it.
Yeah.
And then thaw it and reheat it prior to serving it to your friends and family.
I will admit, and this is not totally what you were asking, but so I was at Whole Foods. I had to go by Whole Foods, and while I was there, I noticed that they had turkey roast, vegetarian turkey roast.
Yeah, the one that we like.
Yeah, no, it was different. I'd never had it before. So they had a brand I'd never heard of, and I bought it. They had their own 365 brand, and I bought it. And they had a ham roast, and I bought it. So I have 3 different roasts. These are all vegetarian roasts.
Did you say this was at Publix or Kroger?
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. Okay,
yes.
Sorry.
And I just wanted to try them all. So we are full of roast, ready for roasts.
I got an ad on my Instagram, like you and I were talking about earlier today. I got an ad on my Instagram for Very Good Butchers. For their turkey roast.
Okay.
It looks yummy.
Yeah.
It's called Roast Beast.
Yeah. That's what the Who's had.
Roast Beast.
Really quick, we should mention Atlanta did win the World Series. I'm not a baseball person. I didn't even know they were in it. I just found out they had a parade yesterday, or was it this morning?
It was Wednesday, wasn't it?
No, they had a parade that people went to see. But anyway, I just kind of want to. I feel like because we're in Atlanta, we should at least mention that
Braves won.
I'm not a baseball fan.
Yeah,
I'm also I feel like they should change their name, but that's just me.
I'm not allowed to be a baseball fan anymore because I got obsessive about it. I get obsessive about baseball.
Yeah, you were a Cubs fan. You are a Cubs fan.
If I'm going to watch baseball, I want to watch Cubs.
Yeah.
The only games I've ever seen live were Cubs.
I remember my grandfather was a big baseball fan, and so I thought, I need to be a baseball fan. I'm going to choose a team. So I remember, I think the Padres seemed like a good team to me. So I was like, I'll pick the Padres. And then I didn't like them. Then I thought maybe I'll go with the A's, the Oakland A's. That's your hometown, right?
Yeah.
So I thought the Oakland A's might be cool. And then I was just like, I got other things to do.
See, back when the Oakland A's,
follow baseball.
Back during the Battle of the Bay between the San Francisco Giants and the Oakland A's, I was living in the Bay Area at the time.
Yeah, your hometown.
And we were headed over to my boyfriend at the time's sister's house to watch.
I've been there.
No, you haven't. I think it was Game 3 of that particular World Series, which was happening at Candlestick Park.
Okay.
And
no longer exists.
That's when the 8.9 earthquake hit.
I remember that.
Yeah. And we were at Taco Bell getting food to take over there.
And you didn't know if it was the Taco Bell or an earthquake.
Oh, no, I could tell.
You were trying to figure out.
With light poles like swinging and hitting the ground on either side of them, and cars doing this on the street.
Yeah.
It was frightening.
There was an earthquake in Atlanta last year, and I was actually sitting on the toilet.
There was
one
in
the first earthquake that I actually felt, and I was just like, I know this is an earthquake, and I was on the toilet.
And you're like, I'm in the middle of shitting.
Yeah, and there's an earthquake. That was cool.
Wow.
That's awesome.
You moved the earth.
Yeah. I wish they would do one while I'm making love.
There was one in
I've never said the word making love before.
I didn't think you had. There was one in North Georgia last week.
Yeah.
But it was only like a 2-point something.
Oh. Okay.
All right, moving on.
So much for that.
Wow, we're a little tangential.
You know what? I think because we both have a tendency to just be random. We should do an episode where we just random the entire freaking episode.
Well,
We just
isn't
talk
that
about
what we do?
pretty much. But we should just go from one thing to another, and then that should be our April Fool thing, and people will be like,
They would be
"What is
so
going
confused.
on?" I know.
Like you would tell me a story, and I would just jump into something about my dog.
Yeah, I know.
Just why not?
Jump into your dog all the time.
I don't.
Anyway.
Are you ready to answer some questions?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what they are. You do. You tell me.
Rick,
What's happening?
Let me preface this by saying that Rick thinks that he is the best trivia person when it comes to the 80s pop culture trivia.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
And he thinks that he's going to... I have a shit ton of questions here. I'm probably not going to ask them all.
80s questions?
Yes.
Oh, I'll get them all.
They're all 80s
If they're
questions.
if they're real, actual questions, and the person who posed the question actually put the right answer, I'll get them all.
Okay.
I'll pretty much do it all.
All right.
I would say I'll predict at least 95%.
All right. Well, we're going until you want to stop.
No, people won't want to listen that long.
Well, you don't know how long that might be. You might want to stop early.
I'm feeling a 9% alcohol right now.
All right. I'm gonna keep track. First question, and we'll go fast. Okay.
All
This
right.
is like lightning round.
Lightning round, yeah.
All right. So Zach Morris is a fictional character on what TV show?
Saved by the Bell, but that's not 80s.
Yeah, it was.
That's 90s.
Started in '89, I think.
That's 90s.
Oh, okay. Madonna's first Billboard Hot 100 song was what?
Borderline.
No.
Like a Virgin.
No.
Oh,
Holiday.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I will say that I've never been a Madonna fan, but I do kind of like her early stuff. And You Might Be My Lucky Star. Forget about that. Lucky Star. Borderline. There's something really interesting about Borderline that I like, but I totally forgot about. What was that one?
Holiday.
Holiday.
Celebrate.
Yeah. Okay. I know the song.
It's time to come together.
I don't know. I feel like I got that one right.
Wrong song.
No, I got that. I got that one right.
No, you didn't. Okay. All right. So, in what year did John Lennon pass away?
Oh, wow. 83.
Incorrect.
82.
Incorrect.
81.
Incorrect.
84. No, not that late, really.
Incorrect.
John Lennon? He didn't pass away, by the way. He was shot.
Yes.
Okay.
In 1980.
80.
80.
I don't believe that. 80. December. I know it was December of 80. I was sitting in front of the fireplace when I heard about it at my parents' house, and they rarely had a fire. But 80, I would have been a freshman in college. That can't be right.
That's what it says.
All right. I want that.
We
checked.
can look it up.
Let's
we can look it
check
up. Next question. What year was the first computer released?
That's not fair.
Is that not fair?
Well, first of all, I think you'll find out computers go back to the 60s.
True.
So that's why I'm saying not fair.
Maybe they mean personal computer.
I know what they might possibly mean, but we don't know, and this is not
All
a
right.
question. This
Then
is too ambiguous.
We won't ask that
Are they
question.
saying the Apple computer, or were they saying the IBM? It's not fair.
All right, we'll move on.
Not good.
This one is
I mean, the freaking moon landing thing, the rocket
That's
was
a
on a
computer.
computer.
You're right.
That's 60s.
You're right.
Kiss my... go ahead.
We're just going to eliminate
Let's
that
just
question.
go to another one. I'm too mad to answer that one.
What year was Dirty Dancing released?
Dirty Dancing was released in 1988.
Incorrect.
87.
Yes, but you got
Close.
it incorrect.
I was close. Sometimes I need a little patting.
Here, come here. Let me pat you on the head.
Guess what? Last night, this is so
Oh,
stupid.
God, here we go.
Last night at the gallery, one of my wife's friends was wearing a great cologne that my wife liked. Now, I've met this person just 2 or 3 times in like very casual situation.
Sure.
Just barely know this person. And my wife was like, "Oh, come smell this perfume.
Smell this person?
That's what she said. She was like, I need you to see if you like this perfume. So I walked over and I smelled the person. I got down and smelled her neck. And I realized my hand was on her ass.
Rick.
It was just like an, I don't
the
even
last
know.
person you've done that to is your wife.
I know.
For the last 6 years.
And I was just like, I know how Garrison Keillor feels.
Yes.
Although I wasn't feeling him, but I'm just saying, I just put my hand on my arm around her to smell her neck, and then I realized I'm cupping her butt cheek. And then I was like, how am I going to get out of this? What am I going to say?
Did you?
Then, I just apologized. I was like, I don't know why I did that. I thought I had my hand around her back or something. And I was just like, I'm touching her ass. And what do you say?
For you, that's a huge thing.
But if I was like famous, that would follow me for the rest of my life.
Now she just likes
Some woman would be like, you touched my ass on purpose.
I mean, you're right. Maybe
All
she
right.
was offended.
Dirty Dancing. Go ahead.
You already answered that one.
No, when I touch an ass, no one gets offended. I mean,
Next question.
I touch an ass. Go ahead.
In what year was the movie 16 Candles released?
16 Candles was released in 1984.
Correct. Next question. Which actor played the jock in the movie The Breakfast Club?
Judd Nelson.
No.
Oh, the jock, Emilio Estevez. Sorry.
I should mark that wrong.
No.
I'm not going to.
I've had alcohol.
Oh, okay. So that should... You didn't hit that stop sign, sir. Well, I've had alcohol. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll just let you keep going.
If you don't have the power to arrest me, keep going.
Okay. What company made cell phones in the 80s?
What company made cell phones?
Yeah, there are 3 listed. You can name one of them.
Well, I'm just going to say BlackBerry.
No.
Everybody...
In the 80s.
BlackBerry was in the 80s. In the 80s had cell phones? No one had cell phones in the 80s. I'm sticking with BlackBerry because I had one in the 80s. Go ahead.
So the 3 are Motorola,
Right.
Technophone,
I kind of know that one.
Nokia.
Nokia. I believe Motorola made my BlackBerry.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right. Next
That
question.
doesn't have anything to do with the 80s.
What was Michael Jackson's biggest hit song?
His biggest hit song was not Thriller.
Are you sure about that?
I'm going to say Thriller.
Okay, because you'd be correct if you did. I mean, why wouldn't you say that? Next question. What film used Blondie's Call Me song as the theme song?
Really? Call me. Oh, no, I don't know that one.
American Gigolo.
I never saw that movie.
Okay, that's why you don't know that
I've
one.
seen parts of that movie. I've actually seen parts of Richard Gere. But I don't think I've seen that entire movie.
Okay.
Really? Richard Gere's butt's in that movie.
I mean, it's not a bad butt. And how do we know it's actually
Richard
his
Gere
butt?
at that age?
Yeah.
I
he
mean,
was hot.
that's gerbil worthy right there. That's a butt that a gerbil looks at and goes, yeah, give it to me.
Oh, my God. Rick. Did you eat today?
No.
Okay. Next question. What TV channel played music video after
That's
music
stupid.
video?
MTV.
Yes.
But they don't do that anymore.
No, they don't. None of them.
No.
What year was the film Big released?
Oh. Ooh. I'm going to say... I'm trying to think of all the people who were in it. Trying to decide. I'm going to say 86.
Incorrect.
I'm going to say 83.
Incorrect.
I'm going to say 82.
Incorrect.
I don't know.
You're going the wrong way.
87?
88.
88. Okay.
All right. Next question.
That was my thing. It was just like, was it really early? But no. Okay.
No, it wasn't.
That's not really cool. All right. Go ahead.
I'm not even going to ask you that one because that's easy.
Oh.
In the film Big.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm not going to ask you that one either.
Oh,
'cause it's
come
too
on.
easy.
You already started it.
All right. In the film Big, the actor danced on what with his work boss?
Piano. It was like a floor piano.
Yes, you got it correct.
I'm trying to think of the dude's name. Who was his work boss? What was that guy's name? It was an Italian name. I can't think of it. I won't think of it right now.
All right.
Go ahead.
You'll text me tomorrow morning
Yes,
with the answer.
Totally.
Like you did the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which song spent 27 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in the early 80s?
I don't know.
You just gave the answer a few minutes ago.
Holiday?
Thriller.
Thriller. Oh. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's like a different thing. I feel like this is not 80s trivia. But anyway, go ahead.
What was the highest selling record of the 80s?
Michael Jackson's Thriller.
No, it was Michael Jackson's Bad.
Oh, yeah. I had Thriller was on there.
No, Bad was the one next.
Huh?
Wasn't Bad after? Bad was after Thriller.
That's
Bad.
what I'm saying. It was,
I'm bad.
you just said the album. I'm just
Yeah.
saying Thriller was on the album.
Was it on Bad?
You just got finished saying that.
No, I said, what was the highest selling record of the 80s? You said Thriller. I said the answer is Bad.
Well, Thriller was on Bad.
Are you sure?
No, but I'm
Okay.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was.
I don't think it was, but we'll fight about it another
So
day.
he had Bad, and before that, was Off the Wall before that, or Thriller?
Thriller.
Thriller was its own album.
I think so.
And Bad outsold Thriller? Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I think happened.
Because I'm Bad. Because Bad had just Beat It.
Mm-hmm.
Beat It was big.
Because he had a different look then, remember?
Yeah.
He went from the red leather to the fedora.
Yeah, he looked cool then.
Yeah. Okay, so what famous boat wreckage was found in 1985?
Oh, the Edmund Fitzgerald.
No.
Yes, I remember that so well. No, the Titanic.
Yes. Very good. What 1980s synth pop duo
Oh, here we go.
wore red pyramid hats on their head?
Duo?
That's not what they're called.
No, I'm saying you just said duo? I mean, Devo was a four-man group, not a duo.
You're right. They were a four-man
What the hell
group.
was that?
I don't know.
Led by Mark Mothersbaugh.
See, you
Do I
got
not
that
know?
one right. You got that one right.
Mothersbaugh. He got COVID. He said he almost died.
Really?
Yeah. His brother was in the band too.
What was the most popular television series of the 80s?
Oh no. Of the 80s?
Yes.
The most popular?
Television series.
I couldn't tell you.
And it was probably one of the longest running
I mean, I
in
was
the
saying
80s.
MASH.
Ooh, no.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's very ambiguous. MASH?
It was Cheers.
Well, who says that was the most popular? I would say MASH. And Seinfeld was popular in the 80s? I don't know. These are crap questions. I don't know. I feel like they're loaded.
In what city did Ferris Bueller's Day Off take place?
Every city, it's the only city that any John Hughes film takes place in, Chicago.
Very good.
Every John Hughes film takes place in Chicago.
What television series starred actor Kirk Cameron?
Growing Pains.
Yes. Okay. What year was the Rubik's Cube invented?
See, again, screwed up. 1980.
Yes.
I feel like, I want to say the 70s even. I'll bet you it was.
So originally named Magic Cube, it turned into Rubik's Cube in 1980.
All right. That was huge. That was big.
Do you want to keep answering these questions?
I mean, I just feel like some of them are bogus. But go ahead. I'm do it as long as you want to do it.
All right.
No one's listening anyway.
I'm not going to ask you that. You wouldn't know.
What do I not know?
How many Cabbage Patch Kids were sold at the end of the 1980s?
Thousands.
Try more.
Hundreds of thousands.
Try more.
Millions. And sometimes billions.
Okay, maybe not that many.
I remember those stupid things.
I had one. What year was the first Walkman created?
See, this is where I don't know this.
This is a trick question.
The Walkman, I don't, 82. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out. I don't know.
No,
30.
it became super popular in 1980.
Okay.
But it was actually invented in 1979.
I know. That's what I don't like about these questions. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll just ask you the TV questions. What hit television series featured a bar in...
Cheers.
Yes.
Stupid.
What spooky song of Michael... Never mind.
Thriller. Why don't everything be Cheers and Thriller? Can we just name Cheers and Thriller as the name for everything?
Here you go.
Okay.
Most popular board game in the 80s?
Trivial Pursuit.
No.
Huh?
No. Monopoly.
In the 80s? Mm-hmm. I don't believe that.
That's what it says. What about the most famous arcade game in the 80s?
Pac-Man.
Yes, you got that one right. Okay.
Mrs. Pac-Man.
That was the answer to the next question. Maybe you are a little psychic.
I told you.
Okay. What was the song that Tom Cruise danced to in the film Risky Business?
Bob Seger's 1970s old time rock and roll. Take those all down.
Yeah.
That's a
and
70s
this is
song.
incorrect.
Bastards.
Yeah, but the movie was in the 80s.
I had a big crush on Rebecca De Mornay.
Yeah, I mean, who didn't?
And Tom Cruise.
These are too easy. I'm not even going to ask you any.
Don't ask me the easy ones.
They're way too easy.
All right, I'm not going to get 90%.
No, you're not. But that's all right. You know what? Let's be done. Wait, here's one.
Give me a good one. Let's end on a good one.
Okay.
Jesus.
I didn't even ask you the question. You were just looking at Jesus.
He was sitting there, and I had to say he's probably going to be the name of the answer.
But it's not.
All right.
What was the name of all the characters in the movie Ghostbusters?
Oh, I can't get that.
Well, you can
I know that Rick Moranis was Lewis, but I've seen Ghostbusters a half a time.
Okay.
This is not the place to admit this.
But?
I'm not a Ghostbusters fan.
Okay.
Totally overrated. I could tell you the people who are in it.
Can you?
Yeah. Sigourney Weaver, Rick Moranis, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Annie Potts. Oh, crap.
Yep.
Is it Ernie Hudson?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Yes.
And I'm sure there are others.
Several others,
I don't
actually.
know the ghost's name. I know there's a Marshmallow Puff Man somewhere in there.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got the words. I just mixed them up.
And what was the green guy's name?
Green guy?
Yeah.
Slimy.
Close.
Slimy. The dude from what? I remember the mayor. Now I can't think of who he was.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
So, see, your memory's already better than mine.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So I'm done with questions for
All
now.
right. I got them all right. Yeah.
Well, no, but okay.
Should we stop now?
I think so.
Okay.
I didn't do my days of the week, but I'll be 100% honest with you. None of them were like super, super exciting to me personally, except for Sunday, which is the...
If you want to know the days of the week, follow our good friend Garyopolis.
Yeah, he's good at that.
He does it every week.
But Sunday, this upcoming Sunday...
Here's what I found out from Gary that you didn't mention last week.
Well, there's a lot of things I don't mention.
I know. I found out from Gary that 2 days ago, I guess it was National Men Make Dinner Day. So I made dinner for my wife because of that. Thank you, Gary.
What'd you make?
I made lasagna and mac and cheese.
Okay, let's just double up on the carbs and the cheese.
I couldn't help it. It's the only thing I ever make when I make dinner.
So you made them both?
Yes.
All right. Good for you.
She was happy with it.
I'm
I
very
liked
proud
it.
of you.
It was Whole Foods. I was in Whole Foods. I just bought Whole Foods stuff.
Well, I'm very proud of you.
The way it goes. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to the podcast.
Do I not get to say what my favorite day of this coming up week is?
You know what we want to do right now? We want to give Cheri a little bit of Cheri time.
Thank you.
To talk about the things that she wants to talk about because she hasn't had enough time.
Because I had already started
Go
and
ahead.
you cut me off.
Do it. No, I did not.
This upcoming Sunday is National Pickle Day. Pickle Day. I adore pickles.
You know, there was a time when every year for Christmas I gave you a jar of pickles.
Yep. And I also gave you a pickle ornament one time.
You did, and I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared.
I think it went away on a tree somewhere.
It's possible. I don't know what happened to it. I actually saw
or maybe your old dog ate it.
No, I don't know. But yeah, I used to give you a jar of pickles because you like pickles so much.
I love pickles.
I like pickled okra. I like
pickled okra.
I like pickles. I like pickled okra, and I love pickled eggs, and I like olives. Those are my favorite pickles.
So I also like pickled green beans.
Never had them.
Pickled baby corns.
Ooh, never had them.
But I tell you one thing I don't like, and you and I probably agree here: sweet pickles.
Don't like them. Those aren't pickles. They shouldn't even be called pickles.
Also, bread and butter
pickles. They should be called sweet shit.
Sweet shit and bread and butter shit.
Speaking of pickles,
what?
My wife made stir fry again.
Uh-oh, too vinegary?
And I actually told her this time.
Did you really? What did she do?
I tried to frame it in a really nice way. I was just like, I really like your stir fry, but sometimes it's a little too vinegary. And she didn't take it bad. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
You should ask her for stir fry next week.
Yeah. I was like, you trying to preserve me with all of this vinegar?
so you went passive aggressive is
not.
what you
I
did.
didn't,
Okay.
but
All right.
We'll see if it happens. Send us an email, disaster@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram. Those are the places we like you the most. Hey, guess what? We're going to start releasing some YouTube videos.
Yep.
I think so. We've decided not to do the snack shows anymore. People have said they hate it.
Yeah. Well, somebody said they hated it.
No, they just said they don't think that it belongs on the show. So we're going to do it like extra content. We're still going to do the snack shows. We're just going to do them as videos. And who doesn't want to see us live? And we're going to do videos and we're going to put them on YouTube. So you'll get to see a little extra if you want. Mm-hmm. You don't have to.
Absolutely. And it's going to be fun because then you actually get to see us do something rather than just listen to us chew.
Crunching the whole time.
Exactly.
We're also going to be broadcasting us eating our entire Thanksgiving dinner.
No, we're not doing that. No. What do you want me to bring this year?
You always bring deviled eggs, which is nice.
Always.
I'm bringing the roast because I bought a bunch of it.
Clearly.
Mac and cheese. Bring a lot of mac and cheese. No, my wife usually makes that.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's fine. Whatever.
Did you like my mushroom casserole?
No, that was shit. That was the worst casserole I've ever had in my life. I don't even remember. What did you bring?
The green bean casserole.
Oh, green bean casserole's fine. I thought you said mushroom casserole.
Well, it's got mushrooms in it. It's got almost as much mushrooms as it does green beans in it.
I like food. You know that.
You'll
I don't like
eat
anything with sweet potatoes in it.
Right. No.
Don't bring that.
No. Well, you like sweet potato fries, you said.
No, I said I had some sweet potato fries at Grindhouse, and I could eat them. They weren't as bad as I thought.
Okay.
But I've also had some that are not good.
Don't bring anything that's orange with marshmallows on it.
Not a fan of that.
No.
I'm not. I really don't need dessert this year.
But that's not even considered dessert. That's like some kind of candied yam, but it's not dessert.
I don't want yam or anything candy. People do that. This is what surprises me because most people's holiday consists of candies.
Yeah.
You know what? I ate more candy this year, Halloween candy, than ever.
Matter of fact, I saw you eat a piece before you came up here.
Why am I doing that?
I don't know.
I don't like it. So we had, at the gallery, we gave away little bags of candy. We had Halloween candy. I just thought it'd be a cool thing. We have a little thing at the front. People,
and that was for your October 1st Friday?
Well, just for all of October, when people came in to look at art, we would say, hey, take a little bag of candy. So there was some left over.
Okay.
Somebody had to eat it all.
Huh.
Why did I do that?
Why did it have to be you?
That's why I'm so fat. I'm
sorry.
All right.
So
we should stop it right here. I'm feeling bad about myself now.
You should just stop doing that.
I should stop doing a lot of things. Stop eating burritos.
I'm going back
really
to
late at night.
my don't tell people what they should do and shouldn't, and you should just.
All right. I'm saying goodbye. Seriously, people. Actually, people did this week communicate. Cynthia sent us a little thing this week, which was awesome.
Yes.
Like hearing from Cynthia. Mike Poole.
Uh-huh.
Did I shouldn't have said his name.
Oops. Koozie Mike.
Koozie Mike. So he posted it publicly
also
so
true.
Everybody knows.
Also true.
He posted a thing this week. So we hear from people. These are our people. These are our friends.
And we also heard from Jax, didn't we?
Need to zoom. No, he did
was that
last week.
Okay.
He was talking about he's going to update the beer thing.
I mean, but he's in the middle of moving.
He doesn't have to do it.
He
he's
doesn't
still doing
have
it.
to.
We should pay him something.
We were
We're
going
broke.
to get him a shirt, and I think
someone forgot.
I forgot.
Yeah, you should get
so
him a
now
shirt.
I have to get him two.
We need a new shirt. All right, so let's close this. We're dragging it on.
We're done.
Hi, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.